todos y bienvenido a mi canal. Our goal is to aprender español con input comprensible. Learn Spanish with comprehensible input. This lesson includes a line-by-line color-coded translation to help vocabulary really stick. Our title or título for today is Las hojas doradas, the golden leaves. We're going to start by doing a cold read. You might not pick up on every word, just try to pick up as much as you can. We will review vocabulary and go through each line before the final read-through. I will read it slowly the first time. Las hojas doradas. En un tranquilo día de otoño, Mateo y su perro Max corrían juntos por el parque, cubierto de hojas doradas. De repente, Max encontró una pila particularmente alta de hojas y se lanzó dentro con un salto entusiasmado, desapareciendo por completo. Mateo estalló en risas al ver cómo Max emergía, cubierto de hojas, moviendo la cola con pura felicidad. Para ellos, ese día de otoño era perfecto, lleno de juegos y amistad. So maybe you weren't able to pick up every word, but hopefully you got a few. We're going to go into now the vocabulary that were probably missed in the story. So fall, to start with, is otoño. Peaceful is tranquilo or tranquila, depending on the gender of the noun it describes. So masculine noun, you would say it is tranquilo. Feminine, you would say it is tranquila. To run, correr. In the story, we saw Mateo y su perro Max corrían. So Mateo and his dog Max ran. So that would be conjugated for the past tense. Cubierto is covered, so cubierto de is covered in something. So if it's cubierto de hojas, it's covered in leaves. And then that's our next word. Hojas is leaves. Hoja would be just one leaf. Golden, there's an adjective, so it depends on the gender of the noun if it ends in O or A. So a masculine noun would be dorado. A feminine noun could be dorada. Suddenly, to say suddenly, you would say de repente. So in the story, we see de repente, Max encontró una pila. So suddenly, Max found a pile. To find is encontrar, and that's in the same sentence that we talked about before. De repente, Max encontró una pila. Suddenly, Max found a pile. That's that word found. So a pile, una pila, that's a cognate. That should be pretty easy to pick up. High, alto or alta, depending on the gender of the noun. To throw is lanzar. A lot of early Spanish speakers want to say lanzar, but the Z's actually sound like S's in Spanish. So in the story, we see lanzó. Lanzó means he threw, so that's in the past tense. And we also see specifically se lanzó. So se lanzó, if you have that se in the beginning, it means to himself. Okay, it's being used reflexively here. So se lanzó means he threw himself. He's literally throwing his own body into something. Inside is dentro. You might also sometimes see dentro de, like dentro de la casa would be inside the house. They almost kind of say inside of the house, but it would just be translated to inside. A jump is un salto. Here we're using saltar as a noun, so not to jump, but a jump, un salto. Disappear is desaparecer. It looks and sounds pretty similar, so that would be very close to cognate. Completely is por completo. To burst, estallar. In the story, we see Mateo estalló en risas. Mateo bursted. He bursted into laughter and risas. And that is our next word. Laughter is risas. They almost say laughs as plural, like there's many laughs. So to say that he burst into laughter, they would say he bursted into laughs. To emerge, emerger. We can see that looks pretty similar when it's written out. The tail is la cola. In the story, the dog had una cola, a tail. Games is juegos. If there's just one game, we would say un juego. And the friendship is la amistad. So now we're going to go into a color-coded line-by-line translation so that the new vocabulary we learned can really stick, and this is another chance to see the words again in context before we read the story a final time without the translation. En un tranquilo día de otoño, on a peaceful autumn day, Mateo y su perro Max corrían juntos. Mateo and his dog Max ran together. Juntos there is together. Por el parque, through the park, cubierto de hojas doradas, covered in golden leaves. They say hojas doradas, leaves golden, we say golden leaves. De repente, Max encontró una pila. Suddenly, Max found a pile, but here they describe it after saying it's a pile. We would put the description first before the noun. So, Max encontró una pila particularmente alta de hojas. Max found a particularly tall pile of leaves. Y se lanzó dentro, and he threw himself into it, con un salto entusiasmado, with an enthusiastic jump. Un salto entusiasmado, we see that change in the order of the words. With a jump enthusiastic, we would say with an enthusiastic jump. Desapareciendo por completo. Desaparecer means to disappear. Desapareciendo means disappearing. So disappearing completely. Mateo estalló en risas. Mateo burst into laughter al ver como Max emergía, at seeing how Max emerged. Cubierto de hojas, covered in leaves, moviendo la cola, wagging his tail, con pura felicidad, with pure joy. Para ellos, ese día de otoño era perfecto. For them, that autumn day, día de otoño, day of autumn, we would say that autumn day, was perfect. Lleno de juegos y amistad, filled with games and friendship. So now we're going to go through and read it again. This time we're going to read it without the translation, so it's going to look very similar to the cold read, but now we should probably be picking up some more of those new words. So go back, maybe review some of that vocabulary on that chart one more time before we go through the story. And I'm going to read it a little bit faster this time. Las hojas doradas. En un tranquilo día de otoño, Mateo y su perro Max corrían juntos por el parque, cubierto de hojas doradas. De repente, Max encontró una pila particularmente alta de hojas y se lanzó dentro con un salto entusiasmado, desapareciendo por completo. Mateo estalló en risas al ver cómo Max emergía, cubierto de hojas, moviendo la cola con pura felicidad. Para ellos, ese día de otoño era perfecto, lleno de juegos y amistad. Buen trabajo! Which new words stuck with you? So hopefully by the end you're feeling a little bit more comfortable with the new vocabulary and you're able to recognize more and more with each repetition. Make sure to add words that were new to you into a flashcard deck so that you're coming across them in a different context. If you learned a new word, please go ahead and comment it and make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, happy learning!